Welcome to Dialogue. A static thing is never science. An interactive, dynamic thing can only be termed as scientific. A scientist with this conviction tries to challenge the existing scientific laws and takes the community forward. I have with me in dialogue today Professor C.S. Unnikrishnan from Mumbai Tata Institute of Fundamental Research. Welcome, sir. You are trying to replace existing law, Einstein's relativity theory, an absolute theory of yours. It is not easy to get digest for a common person. Can you please explain what is your absolute theory and how it is going to make changes in the new scientific paradigm now?
It's not that I'm trying to change a theory just for the sake of changing it. Einstein's theory, the special theory of relativity, as you said, it was formulated in 1905. It is a basis of all of dynamics and relativistic physics today. In fact, it is a basis of fundamental physics. Now, it has a very crucial hypothesis. It says the propagation of light, the velocity of light is independent of the velocity of the source or the observer or anything. It's an invariant constant. This is the light hypothesis. And everything in the theory depends on this. Now, one crucial discovery I made about 15 years ago was, if you do a direct experiment to test this light hypothesis, then I find that it is not an absolute constant. It depends on the velocity of the observer. Just like the propagation of sound, very familiar wave, which depends on the velocity of the observer. Light behaves almost the same way. So, therefore, if that is so, the light hypothesis is not correct, which means the entire Einstein's theory is not also correct, and it has to be replaced by a different theory. And it so happens that I also knew what this new theory was. That required other lateral thinking, but I found that it's a gravity of all the matter in this universe, which is enormous. It is that gravity which controls everything in dynamics, in physics, including the propagation of light. Therefore, the universe acts as an absolute, unique reference frame for all physical phenomena, including the propagation of light. So, it's a drastic change from the paradigm we follow in physics today, where we say that there is no such absolute reference frame, there is no absolute time, absolute space and so on, which came with Einstein's theory. So, all this will go. An absolute frame is the universe as absolute frame is a reality. Then the Einstein's theory has to be totally replaced. It is not a correction. It has to be replaced with this theory which I am talking about, which I am calling cosmic relativity, aptly because the gravity of the cosmos controls all physical phenomena. So, that's a summary.
So, as you said, your attempt to change was not intentional. So, when was the first spark that you are getting that there are several situations that you need to revisit the existing things?
See, if you ask any serious student of physics, people who have studied physics with the intention of doing physics as a profession, as a career, as the main activity of life, then he would say that some of the fundamental hypotheses we use routinely in physics, including the light hypothesis, they are suspect. We accept it as a faith, accept it on faith as a belief because it is consistent with many other things. But when we say there is a hypothesis or a postulate, that means it is not experimentally proven as a fact. Then it remains an object of doubt all throughout. Sometimes in a lifetime you don't get a chance to test it directly. But when you get such a chance, you should do that. And when I did that kind of a test, because I knew that I realized slowly that the light hypothesis doesn't have a direct experimental confirmation. Then I found a way of testing it. People did not find a way earlier. I found a way of testing it about 15 years ago, and I tested it. Then I found that it is not borne out. Now the theory is complete. I wrote a complete book about it. It's called New Relativity in the Gravitational Universe. It published this year.
Topic is all about gravity, and we have been hearing this from Newton, and later came Einstein with space-time curvature concept and all. Now the absolute theory that you are proposing. So when did you feel the former concepts are incompetent or it is not complete?
Yeah, so there are two aspects here. One, see, all our fundamental theories were completed before 1930. That means today's physics, the fundamental theories are special theory of relativity, then there's general theory of relativity, which is a theory of gravity as well. These two are due to Einstein. And then there is quantum mechanics. So these are the fundamental theories which we use today. And they were all completed or considered complete before 1930. However, our cosmology started only in 1930. Before 1930, we didn't know much about cosmos at all. We knew Milky Way, some few galaxies and a lot of stars, that's all. After 1930, after Hubble's discovery of extragalactic world, which is recessing, which is going away from us, which is interpreted as expansion of the universe, then we realized that slowly that the universe is at least 1,000 times larger than what we thought earlier. That means there is a lot of matter also in this universe, which means there is corresponding gravity. So when you calculate this gravity, it's enormous, and since gravity affects every physical phenomenon directly, including the propagation of light, behavior of clocks, whatever, then I realized that it is this gravity of the universe which controls all dynamics. All I had to do was to check whether the numbers match, whether this gravity is sufficient to control everything as we see them. And when I calculated all this, everything agreed amazingly accurately. Then I knew I was completely correct. This is going to be the new physics, and the old physics has to change completely. So Einstein's special theory of relativity, which rejects absolute frame and so on, is entirely wrong. It has to be completely replaced, whereas Einstein's general theory of relativity, it is just incomplete. It is not wrong, but it's incomplete. It has to be supplemented by what I am saying, and it has to be made complete. So that is what I did.
আমাদের ভিডিও ভালো লাগলে লাইক এবং শেয়ার করুন, কমেন্ট সেকশনে গিয়ে জানান আপনাদের মতামত। আরও ভিডিও পেতে আমাদের চ্যানেল সাবস্ক্রাইব করুন এবং প্রতি মুহূর্তে খবরের আপডেট পেতে প্রেস করুন বেল আইকন।